So I've been having some conversations with my sister recently, and we've been talking about how much we don't pay attention to the money that we have available to us and how much we could actually be saving. So for example, me and my sister into some foreign currency investments, right? And she and I was having a conversation, and something in me was just like, let me just look at what 40 cent would be saved a million times. Like 40 cent times, let's say $1 million in another country's currency. Y'all, I did the math. If you saved 40 cent over a million times, meaning over the course of like you getting change back, or you when you get change, you dropping it into a container of some kind, or just saving change, because a lot of people like throw their change away. Like, I live in Philly. I walk down the street all the time and I see change on the ground, and I pick it up and I put it in my jar when I get home. But something in me just said, do the numbers, y'all. If you save 40 cents over 1 million times or exchanges, you literally real deal save $400,000. $400,000. So now my question to you is, how many times have you complained about not having enough money for the things that you want to take care of? How many times have you said, man, I don't have no change, I don't have no cash, I don't have no this, I don't have no that, I can't make no moves because I don't have it? Let me tell you something. If every time you went to the supermarket, if every time you went to the store to buy something, you bought only with cash, and any change that you ever received from the teller, you dropped into a change jar over time, you will accumulate thousands of dollars rapidly. I can remember another time as a little girl, 2 different times stand out in my mind. I was going to Disney World with my family, and my grandmother was going with us as well. And my grandmother was famous for dropping her coins. She was a nurse, dropping her coins into a jar when she came home after her days of work. Y'all, my grandmother went to the those coin counter machines that you have like at the supermarket. My grandmother went there one time. We were on our way to Disney World. She goes there, she cashes in her change. Y'all, she had over $1,000 in coins just off of 2 little jars of quarters and dimes and nickels that she had saved over the course of the year. Over $1,000. Real deal. Another time I could think of, when I was younger, my dad used to have one of those huge water fountain jugs sitting in the hallway. And every time he would come home from work, or I would get any extra change, or my brother would get any extra change, or my mom would get any extra change, we would drop the change in there. And the goal was to have the water jug filled up by the time we went to college. I went to college. So every family member will go and they would drop their change in there. Just change. We aren't talking dollars. We're talking change. The things that people throw out on the ground or say you could keep the change when they're at the teller. The thing that people don't pay attention to. Over time, it accumulated thousands of dollars. My dad paid for my books when I went to college for bio pre-med, and my dad paid for some of my room and board with the chain and the spending expense to get me to Louisiana, because me, my mom, my brother, and my dad all went at one time. So we had to pay for airfare for all of us, we had to pay for room and board, we had to pay for my books, and we had to pay for my tuition. My dad real deal paid for a large portion of my college education with the freaking change that we had saved over the courses of years. My point to you is, how many things are you missing out on your life right now because what you count as something that's not worth it, what you count as something that you shouldn't be paying attention to, is the very thing that can get you out of your situation. Save your change and then come back to this video and tell me how much you have over the course of a month just by taking your change and dropping it in the bin. Peace.